Hello and welcome to the Games channel. This is Josiah and I have opinions on gaming stuff. Now, sorry that this video's lighting is very bad. I'm filming this at night. I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to make a video today. I did a lot of stuff. I hung out with a lot of people. But me and my sister convened and I decided that it is time to reveal the true placement in the timeline of Breath of the Wild. Remember what Ayanuma said when he said the words that were key to figuring out the timeline placement of Zelda Breath of the Wild was the words that we saw in the Switch trailer. The history of the royal family is also the history of the Calamity Ganon, a primal evil that has endured among the ages. What timeline has Ganon been the most in? The Downfall timeline. Ganon has done repeated attacks in the Downfall timeline, specifically. What? So why are people saying that at the beginning of that game, it's right after Ocarina of Time? Who's saying it's right after Ocarina of Time? Why does it have to be? We see the Temple of Time, sure. But couldn't have the Temple of Time survived for a very long time? It looks crumbled. See, many people are assuming that the reason why the town is leveled is because the Guardians destroyed everything. I'm saying it's age. I'm saying that this Breath of the Wild takes place right after Zelda 2. And it all began with this art. Look at that guy. Who does he look like to you? Does he look like maybe the new people in Breath of the Wild? The Ruto? This is a Faka, which is in Zelda 2. These guys, many people have pointed out that the Ruto in Breath of the Wild don't appear to be the Ruto, the same Ruto that are in Wind Waker, and that's quite obvious. But these guys, the only other bird people that we know that look almost exactly like that dude, these guys. These guys. Now, you might be saying, oh, well, you have one picture. That's all you have. You only have one picture. There's no proof. Is there? Isn't there? First of all, yes, the long lineage of Calamity Ganon, or Ganon, goes throughout the ages. Okay? First of all, where do if they wanted to question, if they wanted people to not understand or not know when this timeline came out, where would they put it? I think they would put it in the least suspicious place ever. Zelda 2. No one plays Zelda 2. Zelda 2 is like the one game nobody likes to play. And it was interesting when me and my sister began to read the story of Zelda 2. It's very interesting, actually. Link, having saved Zelda at the end of Zelda 1, he's now 16 years old. He's a bit older, isn't he? He goes to, he sees a symbol on the back of his hand. Kind of like the Hylian crest. And he goes to Impa, and Impa takes him to a northern castle. The northern castle, he puts his hand on the door, on a sealed door, and the door opens. And there is a sleeping Princess Zelda. Now, the sleeping Princess Zelda, let's not get into that story right now. I have a lot of theories, things going in my mind about that, but that's not the point I want to drive across. In Zelda 2, every single time you die, Ganon, it says, Return of Ganon. Every single time you die, where does Link wake up? Link wakes up in the Shrine of Resurrection. The reason why people wanted to kill Ganon, and the reason why you don't or kill Link. And the reason why you don't fight Ganon in that game is because Ganon is dead, but his ashes still remain. A cult of Ganon want to revive him. They want to revive him. They want to pour the blood of Link on Ganon's ashes to revive Ganon. What does the Calamity Ganon look like in Breath of the Wild? Very wispy, black and red, ash and blood. Oh, whoops, that was an accident. I didn't mean to say that. I totally meant to say that. Oh my goodness. And when you consider, yes, the repeat offenses of Calamity Ganon over and over and over and over again. We don't know what happens to the Great Deku Tree in the Downfall timeline. We don't actually really know. If we do know, post it in the comments. I tried finding things about the Sheikah in the Downfall timeline. All there is Impa. But Impa is in Zelda 2. Is Impa the remnants of the Sheikah? Who knows? The Sheikah are a secret thing. You never really hear of them. Which may be why the old man tells you, oh, the Sheikah have long passed away. They've long passed away because you've never heard anything about them in this past. Not only that, the Master Sword. The Master Sword. The last time, if I recall correctly, that you used the Master Sword in the Downfall timeline, the last time you use it is A Link Between Worlds, and it stays there. There are 3 flowers around the Master Sword. The Master Sword is rusted and chipped away, perhaps because it hasn't seen much battle in a long, long, long time. Now, you might be asking yourself, another what-if scenario? Really? Another one? That's insane. Would they really split the timeline? Would they really make it after Zelda 2? That doesn't, it doesn't really account for it. Well, how else do you explain the Sheikah? How else do you explain the Sheikah having the greatest amount of technology that we've never seen them be able to display? On the back of the tapestry of Breath of the Wild, on the back of the tapestry on the back of the map, the tapestry states that the Sheikah, with their technology, had made people live and thrive for a very long time. And it made everything. What game have we seen that in? We haven't seen that in Zelda 2. We haven't seen that in any game. Now, we've seen the Sheikah save different things and so on and so forth, but Sheikah technology has not been this advanced. We've seen some advancement of it in Ocarina of Time and in other games, but they're more tribal. The fact that they have the amount of technology to make giant robots, the only way to account for it is time. How much time did the Sheikah have to build all that technology? They had so much time. Not only that, but with Zelda, let's go back to Zelda, because this is an off tangent, and I have other things to talk about. With Zelda, we figure out in Zelda 2 that the maiden sleeping in Zelda 2 is not the same Zelda that we see in Zelda 1. In fact, I believe we've only seen her once before. I believe we've seen her in Skyward Sword. The story is that the brother of Zelda, and of course in Skyward Sword we don't see that Zelda has a brother, not to my knowledge, but the brother of Zelda tries to convince a wizard, tries to convince Zelda to tell a wizard about her past father's secret, which is where the Triforce is hidden. Zelda refuses. The wizard puts her under a sleeping spell, but at the same time the wizard dies. Not a very good wizard. And she's put it as a sleeping spell, and she's hidden in a castle for a very long time. The prince from then on names every single princess born to the royal family up until that point, Zelda. Why? To remind them of this tragedy. If that's the same Zelda from Skyward Sword, the Zelda that we see in Breath of the Wild may be the same Zelda we see in Skyward Sword. It may be the same Zelda, just slightly older. The Zelda in that game may be the first ever Zelda in the timeline. Now, of course, this is speculation, and of course, there are ideas here and there, left and right, and there isn't much contained right now. But I'm placing my bets. I'm placing my bets right now that Breath of the Wild takes place after Zelda 2. I'm saying it right now, right after Zelda 2. When the game comes out, you can tell me how wrong I am. But the more and more I look at stuff, the more and more I'm convinced that this game takes place after Zelda 2. So, thank you for watching. If you tell me what you guys think of the theory, post it in the comments below. Thank you very much. Bye.